this is Karen.
Welcome everybody, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 1 of A Dirty Little War. And the vocabulary words are resource.
Resource.
Saudi Arabia's primary resource is oil.
Economic.
Economic.
The trade agreement started a period of economic growth for the country.
Wealth.
Wealth.
The richest 1% own over 1/3 of the nation's wealth.
Wow. Export.
Export.
Each year, Canada exports large quantities of fish to the United States.
Deposit.
Deposit.
The salt deposits in the area were formed over 250 million years ago.
Exhaust.
Exhaust.
The surviving crew of the damaged boat quickly exhausted their supply of food and water. So sad.
I know. We're talking about a dirty little war. A dirty little war is right.
It is quite dirty.
What do you consider dirty?
Well, I do consider bird poop pretty dirty.
And then actually some people went to war over the bird poop.
Why do people want to fight over bird poop? Is there something in bird poop that's useful?
Actually, the bird poop has a lot of nutrients that's great for plant growth.
Oh, so it can be used like in agriculture for growing crops and
fertilizer as well. So, you know, a lot of people, they look at it as something very, very important.
So this thing actually has a name called guano.
Guano, that's right.
In Spanish. And Chile actually they were one of the huge exporters of guano. And they had some islands nearby where I guess a lot of birds would go there and poop.
Yes.
But they were able to export this for a long time, but eventually they ran out.
That's right, but Peru you're talking about, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, Peru. But Chile comes into the picture later, right? And they went actually to the Atacama Desert and they were able to get more guano.
That's right.
But this was actually in Chile, right? So the Peruvians
and a lot of people want to fight over the bird poop because everyone wants to make some profit over guano.
That's usually why people fight in wars, right? For some resource.
Exactly.
Or religion or something. Okay.
So that's why it's called a dirty little war.
All right, let's learn some more.
About bird poop.
A dirty little war. Though it's mainly just an ugly annoyance these days, bird poo, known as guano, was a key agricultural resource during the 19th century. Due to its high nitrogen and nutrient content, guano is excellent for plant growth. As a matter of fact, its use as a crop fertilizer was so highly prized that several countries actually went to war over it.
Today's lesson is called A Dirty Little War, Part 1. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
My name is Mike. A dirty little war. This is terrible. Well, of course, war is terrible to start with. There's fighting and killing and terrible things happen and places get destroyed. But this is a dirty little war. Now, sometimes we might use this to talk about a war that's being fought on a very sort of local level. They aren't following the rules of war. Innocent people are being hurt, something like that. But in the case of our article, it's actually a little bit more accurate because this was a war over something most people would consider to be quite dirty. We're not talking about the politics.
Mike.
We're talking about what they were fighting over.
I can't think of anything dirtier than poo. And yes, we're kind of being literal here. This is a dirty little war. People were fighting over poo. Seriously. Let's go ahead and get started. If you don't believe me, listen up. Now, though it's mainly just an ugly annoyance these days, bird poo, known as guano, was a key agricultural resource during the 19th century. So yes, during the 19th century, bird poo, guano, was very valuable. It was a key, extremely important, central agricultural resource. How about that? Now here we have the word resource to talk about. It's a noun. When we're talking about a resource of something, we're talking about a supply of that thing, a supply of usually some useful or valuable substance. Like water is a very important natural resource. If we run out of water, we're in really, really big trouble. So we want to preserve that particular resource. For example, you could say Saudi Arabia's primary resource is oil. They have a ton of it and people like it and use it. So they also probably don't want to use that up either. Yeah.
Interesting. So this guano, which is sort of the fancy name for bird poo, was actually very valuable back then. Let's find out why. It says due to its high nitrogen and nutrient content, guano is excellent for plant growth. As a matter of fact, its use as a crop fertilizer was so highly prized that several countries actually went to war over it. They fought a war over guano. But when you realize that, yeah, because of the chemicals in the bird poo, this guano is excellent for plant growth. It's a fertilizer, basically a plant food. You can spread it on your flowers, your garden, or farms across the whole country, and the things that people are growing will grow faster and bigger and healthier. This is, of course, very useful when you're feeding a people, feeding a country. Fertilizer means more food, and that means all sorts of good things. But you need the guano, and there's not enough guano for everyone, and when there isn't enough of a resource, wars can break out.
There you go. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back soon.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。同学没有想过便便可以引起战争吗？我们这2天的课文是关于南美洲几个国家之间的鸟粪战争。好，课文提到说，虽然鸟粪是一种很难闻又令人讨厌的东西，不过呢，它在19世纪期间却是一种非常重要的农业资源，因为它的氮含量呢以及营养成分非常高，可以用来当做农作物的肥料，很适合植物生长。那么 nitrogen 这个字就表示氮这种化学元素。好，再来看单字 resource 表示资源。那补充单字 annoyance 它表示令人烦恼、令人讨厌的事物。还有 agricultural 它是形容农业的、农用的。那么 fertilizer 表示肥料。好，顺便帮同学们补充一下便便的一些英文说法，因为排泄物感觉有点不雅嘛，我们就可以用 poo 或者是 poop 来表达便便，这是比较口语非正式的说法。那它们都是当不可数名词来用。而文中用到 guano guano 则是特别用来指这种当做肥料用的鸟粪石，它主要成分是海鸟或是蝙蝠的排泄物。那我们在下一个段落还会看到 dropping 这个字。它原本是指掉落的东西，也可以用来指排泄物。当这意思来解释时呢，常常会用复数型 droppings。好，接着回到课文中。
A dirty little war. From the 1840s to the 1860s, the small South American country of Peru gained huge economic wealth by exporting the large deposits of bird droppings found on the Chincha Islands, 21 kilometers off its coast. Bird poop was of such importance to Peru, in fact, that up to 60% of their economy was based on the stuff. However, by 1870, Peru's guano supply was nearly exhausted, and new sources were needed.
Okay, everyone, let's start reading about the great guano wars of the 19th century. I'm not joking, seriously. That's what we're reading about now. From the 1840s to the 1860s, the small South American country of Peru gained huge economic wealth by exporting the large deposits of bird droppings found on the Chincha Islands, 21 kilometers off its coast. Yes, they gained huge economic wealth by exporting poo.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Made
they
money
were doing.
by selling poo.
That's right. Remember, the poo was very valuable as fertilizer, as plant food. And of course, if you're selling this stuff that everybody wants, you can probably make a lot of money, bringing huge economic wealth to the country. Wealth we'll get to. Basically, it's money, having a lot of it, being rich. Economic means about the economy. When we talk about the economy, we're talking about business and finance and, companies making things and people buying and selling things, generally on kind of a national, a country level. Okay, we could talk about the economic situation in a city, in a community, in a country, something like that. Your economic situation would be, about the money you have in the bank, but in this case especially, we're talking about large movements of money and capital and all that kind of businessy type stuff. All right. For example, the trade agreement started a period of economic growth for the country. The country was growing, they were building more factories, there was more jobs, and that led to more wealth.
There you go. Economic is the adverb, economy is the noun, the business climate of a certain area. Now, wealth, like Mike said before, when we're talking about wealth, we're talking about money for the most part. If you gain economic wealth, you've become prosperous and rich. You've made a lot of money. Very often people don't use the word wealth, they'll use the word wealthy. If you're talking about a wealthy person, you're talking about a rich person, someone who's made a lot of money, someone who's been financially successful. Yes, wealthy is the adjective, wealth is the noun. For example, the richest 1% own over 1/3 of the nation's wealth, i.e., they control about 1/3, one out of every $3 when it comes to money in the nation.
That is a lot of money for a little group of people. We also have this word to export. It can be used as a noun, but here we're using it as a verb. To export something is to take something from one country where it's found or made or grown or whatever, taking it out of that country to sell to another country. Taiwan, for example, is famous for exporting bananas and pineapples to other areas of Asia. This is a big export. We could use it as a noun, talking about those things that are taken and sold in other countries, or you can say farmers here export a lot of their bananas or pineapples to Japan, for example. Here's our example sentence. Each year, Canada exports large quantities of fish to the United States. We have a lot of ocean and coastline. The Americans have a lot of hungry people, so we catch fish in Canada and we sell it to the Americans.
And there in the United States, they import that fish. You export, you send it to a place. When you're receiving that, you are importing it. Export, import. Now, we also have the word deposit to talk about, and here we're not talking about putting money in the bank. We're not making a deposit. Here, a deposit is an accumulation of something. It grows over time, little by little. It accumulates. It gradually gets larger. So a deposit here is an accumulation of something, and often this accumulation, okay, it's going to be naturally occurring. Yes, over time on those islands there, the bird poo would slowly accumulate. It would grow into larger and larger piles, and those piles of bird poo would be called deposits of guano in this situation, which at the time were extremely valuable. How weird to talk about poo as being valuable. But I digress. For example, the salt deposits in the area were formed over 250 million years ago. That's when the salt started depositing there or accumulating there.
Those are some pretty old deposits, all right?
Salt.
Of salt, which is, dry, but at least it doesn't smell like poop. Let's get back to the poop while we're on the topic. Bird poop, this is the stuff that was on Chincha Island that was being exported around the world. Bird poop, it says, was of such importance to Peru, in fact, that up to 60% of their economy was based on the stuff. Wow. In the same way that you could look at a country like Saudi Arabia today and say like 80% of their economy is based on selling oil, exporting oil. In the same kind of way, back then, Peru, 60%, more than half of their economy, half of the money coming into the country and moving around was based on guano, buying and selling of bird poop. That's how important this natural resource was to the country.
Get this. However, though, by 1870, Peru's guano supply was nearly exhausted and new sources were needed. So, for a time there, Peru was able to make a ton of money selling this guano. But then one day, the guano disappeared. They basically almost exhausted the entire supply. So Peru needed to figure out how to fill that gaping hole in their economy. 60% of their economy was based on bird poop commerce, and now the bird poop was gone.
There you go. What are you going to do? How are people going to make money after they've exhausted this natural resource? To exhaust something, this verb basically just means to use it up. It was something that was there, maybe a naturally occurring deposit, but we dug it up, we sold it, we moved it out, there's no more left, it's gone, it's dried up, it's exhausted. It's just gone. There's none left. Really sorry. For example, the surviving crew of the damaged boat quickly exhausted their supply of food and water. They were in the boat for 5 days and they quickly ate up all of the food and drank up all of the water. They've exhausted their supplies. They're in trouble.
They're in trouble.
They're in trouble.
All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back after this.
好，从1840年代到1860年代，秘鲁这个南美的小国家呢，在离海岸21公里远的清查群岛发现了大量的鸟类排泄沉积物。那借由出口这些排泄沉积物，这个国家呢，它就累积了庞大的经济财富。这边出现4个单字 ，economic。economic 是形容词，形容经济上的，也可以形容划算的。它的名词是 economy。economy 表示经济或是经济制度。第2个单字 wealth 它表示财富、钱财，当这意思来解释时是不可数名词。Jeff 老师提到，富有就是在财经方面很成功嘛。那老师用到 financially 或是 financially 这个字表示财务上的、金融的，它是拼作 financially。financially， 还有用到 prosperous， 它是形容这个成功的、富裕的或是繁荣的，它是拼作 prosperous， prosperous。第3个单字 export， 这个动词它是指出口，也可以当名词用。那它的相反词 import 是指进口，它也是一样可以当动词或是当名词用。第4个单字 deposit 它有这种存款啊、押金、定金的意思，可是在课文里面它是指沉积物、沉积成。那 Jeff 老师在解释单字时用到 accumulate 这个动词来表达累积、积聚，它是拼作 accumulate accumulate 表示累积。那它的名词是 accumulation 就表示累积或是累积的东西。好，课文接着提到，鸟粪对于秘鲁来说是非常重要的，他们的经济有60%都是靠这种物质哦。不过到了1870年，秘鲁的鸟粪石的供给几乎都用完了，他们需要有新的来源，要有新的鸟粪供应啊。好，那这边用到 exhaust 这个动词，它表示耗尽或是用完。那刚刚 Jeff 老师用到 a gaping hole 来描述秘鲁的经济状况出现裂缝了。那么 gaping G-A-P-I-N-G 这个字就是形容裂开的或是敞开的。接回到课文中。
A dirty little war. They were in luck, finding large amounts of guano in the Atacama Desert. There was enough of this white gold there to keep them in business for years. But there was a problem. Part of this desert was located in neighboring Chile. And so, in 1879, Chile, Peru, and Bolivia, which was Peru's ally, went to war over poop.
What were the Peruvians going to do? There's no more poo left. They have to find more poo. And get this, apparently they were in luck finding large amounts of guano in the Atacama Desert.
Ah, okay. So they were getting it off Chincha Island, but when that guano supply was exhausted, they went looking, and they found more guano, and probably more birds, too, in the Atacama Desert, the big desert there in South America. And there was a large amount of guano in this desert. It says there was enough of this white gold there to keep them in business for years.
But the Atacama Desert, that's not in Peru.
No, it's not. And of course, it's really high and dry and not the easiest place to go. But when you're looking for white gold, you won't let anything stop you. Of course, we're talking about bird poo. It's not gold, like a metal in any way, but it's very valuable. We often use this term with a color, possibly, to talk about other resources like gold that are very valuable. The most well-known would be black gold. Oil is sometimes called black gold because it's black, but of course in this case guano is white, so it's white gold. So yes, there's a problem. It says, but there was a problem. This desert was located in neighboring Chile, not Peru, in a totally different country next door, neighboring, but not their country. That's a problem. You can't just go in and take it.
And so in 1879, Chile or Chile, Peru and Bolivia, which was Peru's ally, went to war over poop. Get your hands off of my poop. It's mine. It's in my desert, not yours. So they all went to war over poop.
People were killing each other over a big pile of poop.
Yeah. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to say goodbye for now. But don't go away. We'll be back next time with more fun.
刚刚说到秘鲁在清查群岛发现大量鸟类排泄沉积物，他们靠着出口这些东西赚了很多钱。但是在1870年呢，这个鸟粪石的供给几乎都要用完了。很幸运的是，他们又在阿他加马沙漠发现了大量的鸟粪石，可以让他们继续营运很多年哦。那有一个问题就是啊，那一片沙漠是位于智利这个国家的境内，于是呢，在1879年，智利、秘鲁还有玻利维亚就为了便便而开战了。玻利维亚是秘鲁的盟友。好，那文中用到 white gold 来称呼鸟粪石，不是说它是黄金哦，只是说它是白色又非常珍贵的东西，所以我们用 white gold 白金来称呼它。老师们还有提到，像我们也会用 black gold 黑金来指石油。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍的文法重点有4个，第一个是 as a matter of fact， 第二个是 so 形容词加 that 子句，第三个是 be of 加上抽象名词，第4个是 go to war。好，我们先来学 as a matter of fact。这个副词片语 as a matter of fact， 它表示事实上、实际上，它就跟 in fact 意思很相近，用来强调某个陈述是事实。像是 Have you ever seen the movie？ 你有看过那一部电影吗？ Yes, as a matter of fact, I've watched it 87 times。 有，事实上我看了87遍呢，哈哈哈，没有很好笑，对不起。好，接着我们来学 so 加上形容词加 that 子句。这个句型 so 加形容词加 that 子句就表示如此怎么样，以至于怎么样，非常怎么样，结果怎么样。那它是用来强调 so 后面的形容词，去说明程度非常高而造成某一个结果。那么 that 子句就是用来说明结果，像是The book was so interesting that she couldn't stop reading it。 那本书呢非常有趣，以至于她读到欲罢不能，都没办法停止下来了。那顺便补充一下哦，我们也可以用 such a 或是 an 加形容词加名词再加 that 子句来表达出什么如此怎么样，以至于怎么样。那这边要特别注意 such 的后面是接名词，所以像刚刚的例句也可以改成It was such an interesting book that she couldn't stop reading it。 好，接着来学 be of 加抽象名词。好 ，be 动词加上 of 加上抽象名词是当形容词来用。那么抽象名词的前面还可以接 great、such 或是 no 等等的形容词来修饰。举例来说 ，be of use 就相当于 be useful 有用的。Be of great interest 就相当于 be very interesting 很有趣的。Be of no importance 表示 be not important 不重要的。好，例如 These words are of such importance that they deserve to be repeated 3 times。这些话非常重要呢，所以值得重复3次，因为很重要，所以要讲3次。好，那最后我们来学 go to war。Go to war 字面上好像是去战争，那它其实意思就是要开战，大动干戈。后面可以接 over something 来表达因为什么什么而开打。那另外这个片语也可以用来夸饰的形容说大吵啊，有激烈的对立起了冲突这样子。那我们来造个例句 ：The two countries nearly went to war over a border dispute。那2个国家差点因为边界的纷争而开战了。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
Everybody, welcome to
English in Action. I'm Molly.
I am Shane.
好，今天的 topic 给你念一下。
让我好好教训他一下。
不对，念不好。
好，
好，来，我好好教训他一下。
喜欢。
不对。OK, all right. 我们直接进对话了。OK.
再一次。
不要，
再一次。
拜。
Frank was bullying me again.
What? You wait here. I'll go teach him a lesson.
Thank you, you're my hero.
Okay, anyway, 我就说 I'll teach him a lesson， 就是我要来好好的教训他，给他上一课。
不一定要用打的，其实。
对啊，其实不，我们也可以用理性劝导的方式，对不对？对，不要用打，不要暴力不好。
Bad.
Yeah, bad.
No violence. Okay. Okay. Or you could say, I'll give him a piece of my mind.
我的头脑的一片子这样抓出来给他吗？
等一下，给他。
不是啦，就是我要把我的想法
对传给他吗？
传给他，对，不是真的把头脑拔下来给他，不是。
Okay, another one you could say is I'll tell him off.
OK， 这就是其实有点在骂他，对不对？
去骂他。
对，所以我就骂他一下。I'll tell him off.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, my hero.
OK，
所
以呢，如果有人让你觉得英文很难，我去教训他
Yeah，
因为一点都不难。
所以你就可以靠我们
就对
了。We'll get him.
Yeah.
I'll teach him a lesson.
I'll teach him a lesson.
I'll give him a piece of my mind.
I'll give him a piece of my mind.
I'll tell him off.
I'll tell him off.